Hey, Captains! I'm Commander Darian.
And I'm game designer Seth, and we cannot wait to jump in and tell you about all of the huge changes coming to Clash Quest in the next update. It's a real game changer.
Stay tuned for those details. In our last video, we said this is going to be an ongoing, regular series where we kind of pull back the curtain and talk about the development of Clash Quest. Previously, we talked about changes to troops, some new game modes, but in this video, we're going to be talking about changes to the game progression.
And the reason why is because the version of Clash Quest that you have in your hands right now had a lot of problems with the progression in the map. And these are things that you've expressed to us on social media, and these are things that we want to try to fix to make Clash Quest as good as it can be. So things that came up a lot in feedback from players was it felt bad to 1-star a level and then move on. With the troops you had, it's almost impossible to not 1-star it. You could play badly, get 1-star and move on, but 3-starring was hard and unclear when you were supposed to do it.
And it felt a bit grindy when you had to keep going back to try to get that 3rd star over and over again.
I open my app and I look at these islands and I go, okay, should I go try to 3-star this old level or should I try to beat the furthest level up? It just wasn't clear what you were supposed to be doing. So with this next update, there are no more stars or stargates. Progression is going to be handled with a totally different way, and you'll no longer need to wonder if you need to 2 or 3-star a level in order to move on or to unlock the next island. When you open up the game after the next update, you're gonna notice the islands are bigger, chunkier, more zoomed in, and have a clear path through the center. This is your main quest, and in order to advance on the main quest, you need to fully complete the level you're currently on. Beat the level, move on, you'll get another level. You need to beat that one fully to move on.
And how do you get to the next island?
By completing the main quest of that island. So you'll see these levels. Usually each island is gonna end in a boss fight or a really challenging special game mode. You're gonna move through them one at a time. When you beat the final main quest of that island, you're able to unlock the next island in that region.
Clash Quest takes place as if you survived a shipwreck, but that kind of story narrative format we felt was kind of missing from the game. So how are we changing that?
Well, now when you reach an island, you're gonna be given a bit of a main quest story blurb. You might meet a new character, you might have a boss that you need to topple, and that will be marked on the map so you can see how many more levels until I get to that next pivotal story moment. And we'll have a little bit more dialogue from the characters along the way to kind of set the scene for what exactly you're questing for at any given session.
So it just gives you a greater sense of immersion in the Clash Quest world.
Yeah, that was something we really thought was a strength of Clash Quest, you know. It's so up close, you get to really know the character, see their facial expressions, and we wanted to immerse you more in the world with as much kind of narrative-driven purpose as possible.
Well, if I can't progress until I complete the previous level, what if my troops are too low level or I'm stuck on a particular stage? What do I do?
Great problem that we had to solve. While we were developing this, we realized that one of the weaknesses of Clash Quest was that you couldn't always get the thing you wanted. You knew you needed an item upgrade for Prince, or you knew you needed more gold to upgrade, but there wasn't a clear place to go get it. Well, side quests. Side quests are the solution to this problem. On every island, there will be several side quests you can take up at any given time. They are going to have specific rewards that you can see before starting the quest. So this one might give you gold, that one might give you elixir, and this other one might give you items, which are pretty good find. This is gonna let you control your collection and move your crew up in the way that you want to. Go do the missions that give you the items that you need, and then use that to level up and get through that main quest blocker.
So ultimately, it's giving you a little bit more control on how you upgrade your troops and how you want to progress through the game.
And if you clear the map of all the side quests, don't worry. They're gonna be on a timer, so after you've completed all the nodes, if you come back the next day, you're gonna see a totally full new island of more side quests for you to conquer, including a dungeon if you are able to wipe out all the side quests on the island.
All right, Captains. One of the biggest points of feedback that we've gotten from you over the last year was regarding the energy and quest token system. We've taken that feedback and...
Well, as you can see from the pictures on the screen, there are no more quest tokens, and there's not energy anymore, at least not in the way that you're used to. Instead, main quest and side quests will have a certain number of attempts you can make in a single session. So with main quests, it's like a mini energy per mission. You can try it 5 times. When you've used up your 5 attempts, you cannot play the main quest anymore, but those recharge over time. So you get 5 attempts at it. If you beat the quest and you move on to the next main quest node, it's like you get a full energy refresh. You're gonna go right back to 5 and play through it again. Now, side quests are in a pool of all the side quests that you could possibly get for that island. If you fail a side quest 3 times, that goes back into the pool and you're given a different side quest. You don't lose it, you'll still get the reward, you'll still get to beat it eventually. That's to make sure that you just don't get stuck with all main quests and side quests that you can't possibly beat. We'll make sure to rotate them out. Side quests can vary in difficulty and rewards.
We're gonna mix up and vary the gameplay as much as possible to keep the game feeling fresh and enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean, side quests have a ton of fun new game modes. We talked about them a bit in the last video. You're also gonna play those game modes in select main quest missions as well. So you're really gonna have to think about how to use your crew and how to level up in order to get through some of these challenges. We've had a ton of fun in the playtest with some of these new game modes.
In this update and the next several, what we want to do is address several of the problems that have plagued the game for a while. And one of those big ones was itemization. Before, you either had to wait for a crate or wait for an offer to show up in the store. So how are we fixing this?
One of the big frustrations for me as a player was I got my favorite wizard robe to level 2, maybe in the first week of playing. I unlocked level 1, I unlocked level 2 right after, and now 11 months later, it's still level 2. And I don't have any way to get the items that I want for my characters. So we've introduced a crafting system. When you do side quests for items, you're not gonna get the whole item, you're gonna get item shards. And once you get enough item shards, you can level the item up. So this allows you to say, hey, I really want to upgrade my Prince weapon. You go do side quests that give you Prince Lance shards until you've got enough to upgrade it. And that means that every time you log in, you're making some progress towards something that you want, as opposed to just waiting for the randomization shop gods to bless you with the thing you're looking for.
And hope that crate image shows up at the end of the screen.
Another frustration around itemization was getting items that you didn't use. So for example, I have my wizard robe. If I got a different wizard robe, one that I don't use, I got a lot of excitement for seeing the crate, and then I didn't get something that I actually made my wizard more powerful.
Or useful.
Or useful. So with this update, crew are now gonna have 1 weapon and 1 rune. That means we're removing the ability to select different items for the characters, but what this means is that the characters have a very defined role of what they're supposed to do in a puzzle, and every time you get something for that crew, it's going to make them more powerful. There's never a dead drop anymore.
We are planning and testing more items to add greater variety to the game in the future.
This is a big change, not being able to select your items, but for most players, you just picked 1 item and stuck with that the whole time, so we don't think it's gonna affect behavior too much, and it's gonna make these crews so much more flavorful and allow us to make better crew in the future.
So there are so many changes to crew and how items work that we just couldn't fit it into this video. Our recommendation is check out your local favorite Clash Quest content creator, watch their strategy videos on how this update works, and we'll think you get a pretty good idea. Okay, so now comes the difficult part. With all these changes we're making to progression and troops, I'm sure a lot of you asking, what about max players? You want to deliver the news?
So what we are doing with this update is we are going to reset all players back to level 1, back to a fresh account. However, this is a one-time plan change. There's not going to be further resets after this. And we are going to refund all of your purchases that you've made in the game. The reason why we did this was because there's so many new game modes, there's so many changes to the story and the islands and the progress, that if you were maxed out before with no more levels to play, and we did the update and you were still maxed out with no more levels to play, that wouldn't be fun at all. And it wouldn't be fun to beat all of these level 1 puzzles with level 12 troops. Right.
We want you to experience the game for the first time again.
Overall, we really want your testing and feedback. We hope that even our most dedicated maxed out players will stick around through this reset, play through the puzzles and the game modes, and keep giving us this valuable feedback that's allowed us to change the game for the better.
Let's talk about what's not changing in the game. Clans, clan leagues, and magic items. Sort of.
Yeah, for the most part, we put our focus on this update on the main tab, the main map and progression through the game. League, clan league, and magic items are gonna remain pretty much just as you know them. You get to play every day, you advance up with your clan. The biggest changes occurring to them are just what crew you have access to, what spells at what progression, and of course, what sort of enemies you encounter at different levels.
When this update is released, you will have access to the first 3 regions. However, As we said, this is the first update of numerous ones that we've got planned. In each update, we will bring more regions and more troops.
We really want to test out early gameplay, so there's not as much content as there was in Clash Quest before, but our hope is that we can add more regions, more new troops, more enemies and game modes very quickly after, if this new core is as juicy as we think it is.
So this wraps up this latest edition of Captain's Log. And as we said, this is going to be an ongoing regular series where we share updates and kind of pull back the curtain on what we're working on.
The feedback we received on the last video was awesome, so make sure to like and subscribe and leave your comments below so we can take that feedback into consideration. So keep talking to us, keep engaging us on social media, leaving feedback on your favorite channel, and we're taking that to make the best version of the game possible.
So until next time, these are your captains, signing off.